Alright, so we could pretty much just throw in the towel, like, yeah, you could pretty much just, like, literally, like, Porygon and Charmander are going to win. If you pull up the calculator app and we look exactly what's going on right now, Charmander and Porygon having 34%, like 34 to 50%, like they literally have like a majority of the votes. So if we do the quick math real quick, as you see here, Charmander, let's just do Porygon. So 7756, 776, oops, 77, oh wait, here we go. 776, 562, and then you times that by points, what is it? Like, oh yeah. So you put the, oh, yeah, I hate math. I don't know why I'm doing math anyways. Okay, 556. You get that, and then you minus it, and then you subtract 776, 562. Porygon has 344,000 votes. You can pretty much bang that Porygon's going to win. So, and then for Charmander, let's just do Charmander real quick. So Charmander, 776, so 776, 562, and then times it by 0.364, and then you minus it by, I think I'm doing this completely wrong. But wow, okay, I have no idea why I put like that, but you know what, let's do the quick, let's just, but it's just basically like, yo, like for real though, like seriously, like Charizard and Porygon Z are about to just like run this town. With this many votes together, as you see here, Charmander commands 493,000 votes. So my math is probably a little freaking off. Actually, it's probably really off. But as you see here, Charmander has a lot of votes. So Charmander and Porygon command over 200,000 votes. If you do, we could just do Grimer, and you already know it's gonna lose. Like, for all of y'all that were hoping that Grimer would definitely be on, like, I don't even think, I never thought that Grimer would ever have a chance. Grimer only has 30,000 votes, so 30,000 versus the 200,000 that plus Charmander has, and then 500,000 that Porygon has. You can pretty much bank that he's going to lose. And surprisingly, like, it's not really surprising. Like, I'll go over the pros and cons of like, each one real quick, but like seriously, it's not that surprising. For real though. Like, a lot of people are really like, what? Like Charmander for like the second one. So there's a very good argument for Charmander and Porygon versus Caterpie and Grimer. I'm gonna go over both of those shortly. And then we're just gonna look at the factual things from PvP, because this is all like PvE. This is all PvE. So like this is PvE. But yeah, Charmander and Porygon are going to win. Those numbers are just too huge to ignore. Like huge, huge, huge. Alright, so if that wasn't bad enough for you, I got the scientific explanation for you for PvP. So, I'm gonna leave out Porygon just because, like, we don't know the stats for Tri-Attack. The only thing we know about Tri-Attack is that it lowers the attack and defense of the opponent. We don't know HP, we don't know energy gain, etc. We don't know how much damage it does. So for the sake of just simplifying the argument, I'm gonna just leave it like this. I'm gonna leave it like this, and we're just gonna run it off of like what we know, because this is what we can analyze. Plus, hopefully it's less expensive than like Hyper Beam or anything like that. It's probably gonna be like some sort of like bait move. That's what probably you can expect. It's just like some sort of bait move. But anyways, so here is going to be the PvP argument for what we know. We don't know, like I said, we don't know anything about Porygon, but Porygon with that move is going to be good for PvP regardless. So we all know Porygon's going to win. So this is going to be the argument versus Fire Punch. I put Fire Punch Alolan Muck, Fire Punch Double Punch Muck, because this is probably going to be your most viable PvP moveset. And Charizard with both Dragon Breath with Blast Burn. So assuming that you use an Elite TM on that Charizard or Charizard Overheat. Now, hopefully Niantic jacks up and gives us both Dragon Breath and Blast Burn. So I'm going to try to evolve like right when it starts just to see what happens. But we're going to do this. So we're going to go to the custom group and we're just going to go through every meta and just see like where these things stack. So we're going to start off with we're just going to do the one shield for each analysis just for the sake of time. And as you see here, for the one shield, Alolan Muck, obviously, with Fire Punch will be Dragon Breath Charizard with Overheat Dragon Claw. Does beat, as you see, it beats Abomasnow. All three beat Abomasnow. Butterfree fails. Butterfree just cheats. Charizard beats Altaria in the one shield, which is huge. The fact that you just need a shield to beat Altaria, and this is just straight Dragon, and this is just like Dragon Breathing it down with, yeah, literally Dragon Breath. and then you just Dragon Claw to death, which is nuts because Charizard doesn't even get stabbed. So that's Charizard in a nutshell versus Azumarill. That's huge. Every other Mon with their respective moveset will obviously lose to Altaria just because Altaria is a beast. But this is gigantic. Azumarill, you just lose against Azumarill because nothing in this meta will beat Azumarill. Well, nothing in this voting selection will beat Azumarill. Charizard with Dragon Breath and Dragon Claw also beats Clefable. Now, obviously, Puck's... So Muck's just going to beat Clefable in general just because the charms are resisted and Poison Jab does super effective damage. Like, we already know that. As you see, Butterfree still, like, sucks. Yeah, Butterfree still sucks. Charizard beats Cresselia with Dragon Breath with like Psycho Cut, Grass Knot, Moonblast. Charizard beats it with Dragon Breath. Muck beats it with Fire Punch and Dragon Pulse, but it's only because Muck resists because of the Dark typing. Muck will resist both. Muck will resist both the Psycho Cuts and the Grass Knots, and then Moonblast just does neutral damage. So that's what it is. And then Muck dies to it. Deoxys, Muck with Snarl, and Dragon Pulse and Fire Punch, and then Thunder Punch and Fire Punch will be Deoxys. Muck just beats it in general because of Dragon Pulse. So, and then Muck with Thunder Punch and Fire Punch just because Poison resists counter. So, because Deoxys D is a pseudo fighter, you won't do much against it. Like, those counters don't do much. And that's why Muck loses. So as you see here, Butterfree still loses against everything. It doesn't matter what Butterfree does. If you're noticing a pattern, in almost everything Butterfree does, it fails at. With the exception of, as you see, Alola Muck will beat Drifblim because it's a ghost. And then with Fire Punch, the interesting is that you're gonna beat it with Fire Punch. So Muck with Alola Muck with Fire Punch, because Ferrothorn is double weak to fire, it's going to lose to Fire Punch as long as you can land one. You're also gonna beat Frostless just because it's Dark type. It's a freaking Dark type. Dark Pulse, Fire Punch. Fire Burst will beat the shields, and then Dark Pulse will just finish it off. That's with Frostless. And yeah, that's basically what it is. In the one shield. So, and then Charizard and Butterfree lose again, Butterfree lose. Now, this is the only thing that Butterfree pretty much wins, is anything it's double weak to, for example. It beats Haunter because Confusion. If Butterfree doesn't have Confusion and he uses Bug Bite, you will lose this. You lose. You lose for sure. You lose this, you lose against all fighters. Butterfree just gets destroyed. Alola Muck is going to win just because of its typing. So Alola Muck is going to beat Haunter just because of Snarl, Dark Pulse, and Fire. Dark Pulse is probably the bigger fish to fry here, and then Fire Punch just gives him extra bait move. Charizard with Overheat Dragon Claw does beat it. You just straight Dragon Claw. And Butterfree, of course, if Butterfree doesn't have Confusion, it's going to lose against Haunter. And as you see, Muck with Alola Muck with Fire Punch and Dark Pulse. Muck, this is very bait dependent. The Lapras matchup is going to be really, like, if you look here, Lapras wins, but it's really bait dependent. You have to bait the shield. You have to bait the shield. If you don't bait the shield, so we go over here. I believe it still wins, but let's see what we got. What you got? Nope. Alola Muck wins. Yeah, Alola Muck barely wins. So it'll still win the 2-shield matchup, or the 1-shield. So you could win just going straight Dragon Pulse on the 1-shield. So this is you don't even need Fire Punch to beat Lapras. Obviously, Muck is going to lose just because Shadow Machamp is going to get destroyed because counter. Yeah, you lose hard just because Shadow Machamp is a beast and those Crouch Hops just chunk at you. So the only way Butterfree beats it is just because of Confusion. Again, if Butterfree doesn't have Confusion, it loses. Everyone loses unless Butterfree has Confusion. That's pretty much it. As far as like Medicham loses against Dragon Breath, this is huge here. Like Dragon Breath it down, you'll beat Meganium, of course. You even beat Munchlax. You beat 3 prominent Mons in Great League meta in the 1-shield with Charizard, yo. And you beat Butterfree again. Butterfree just wins just because Meganium resists, it double resist everything you have to throw at it. Even if you Hurricane it, Meganium still wins in the 1-shield. This is how nuts this is. Look at a Bosk at its glory. Actually, you don't even get there. You don't even make it to Hurricane, just because you don't even make it to Hurricane. You change it to Bug Bite out of consideration, and you don't even like Butterfree barely wins. Actually, Butterfree wins just because it's thing. But Bug Bite's legacy, so you don't really get it. So Struggle Bug, but obviously Struggle Bug is a really bad move, but it still wins just because Struggle Bug is just horrible. But anyways, that's what it is. Butterfree beats Meganium just because of the bug typing, etc. And then, yeah, that's... If you look at the rest of the results, anything else that's unique, obviously Alola Muck is going to beat what it's supposed to be. You beat... The only thing that's interesting about Alola Muck with Fire Punch, you do beat Registeel. I think it's bait dependent, but you do beat Registeel just with straight Fire Punch. And then if you put it with regular Sludge Wave, Registeel wins. So you do beat Registeel, but you barely beat it. So you'll barely beat Registeel, and you have to be in the 2 shield. So you have to be up 2 shields for it to happen. Otherwise, you still lose. And then that's pretty much it. Like, the only 2 that come out of Great League are Dragon Breath Charizard and Alolan Muck with Fire Punch. Those are the only 2 arguments you have. But if you look at it, if you look at the actual overall, Charizard with Dragon Breath beats more of the meta than any other mon. Alolan Muck beats what it's supposed to be without Fire Punch. Like, you'll still beat a lot of things without Fire Punch. For example, so let me add the regular Alolan Muck with the Dark Pulse. You'll still be, like, as you see, you'll still beat a lot of stuff you're supposed to beat. You'll still beat, as you see, there's not a lot of there's not a huge difference with the Fire Punch versus Dark Pulse and the Sludge Wave variant. You'll beat some, you'll lose some. You beat some, you lose some. That's basically what it is. And Sludge Wave gives you that chance against fairies. So Sludge Wave, yeah. So if you look at, let's see, where's a fairy? There's Clefable. So Alola Muck with Fire Punch and Dark Pulse actually loses against fairies because you don't have Sludge Wave. But Alola Muck with Sludge Wave wins. So not worth it. Not worth it. Charizard is the king of the crop. He beats Wireless, you beat Jigglypuff, you beat Vigoroth, you beat so much meta with Dragon Ball Charizard, it's ridiculous. That's a Great League. Now, you can't even you can use Alola now even in the Ultra League. So we're gonna shift gears to Ultra League. So that's Great League. This is Ultra League. So I'm gonna refresh the page. So we're gonna refresh the page. We're just gonna refresh. We're gonna do that, and then we go to we're gonna do Ultra League. We're gonna do battle, or we're gonna go to Matrix Battle, do Ultra League. So that's Great League. This is Ultra League. Ultra League is even better. Ultra League is even better because Butterfree just dies. So Butterfree has no prayer in hell. Like Butterfree past Great League, Butterfree has almost no use. It's absolutely useless. There's no reason to use Butterfree. So you go to the Ultra League meta. Here's what you get. This is what you get, and it's even more like mind blowing. And the 1 shield. So this is the 1 shield in Ultra League. Butterfree is going to lose to everything except Excavalier, surprisingly, because of Hurricane. But other than that, it loses, or Meganium, or yeah, it loses a lot. Don't use Butterfree in Ultra League. Charizard, on the other hand, will beat so many things with Dragon Breath. Muck with a Fire Punch doesn't even beat Articuno. Both versions of Muck will lose against Articuno with Fire Punch. That's bad. Charizard wins against Charizard itself. So Charizard beats its mirror with Dragon Breath. It also beats Clefable. Even with Dragon Breath, it will still beat Clefable with Overheat or Dragon Claw. It still beats it. You beat Cresselia. You beat Dragonite. You beat Dragonite in Ultra League with a Charizard. It doesn't even get stabbed. That's how nuts Charizard is. You beat Excavalier despite the fact that Excavalier resists you. And Alolan Muck with Fire Punch still loses. Even with Fire Punch, you still lose in the 1 shield against Excavalier. Excavalier will still beat you to the Drill Run in the 1 shield. You lose against Feraligatr. Meanwhile, Charizard wins against Ice Fang. Yeah. As you see here. And another notable thing that Fire Breath Charizard beats, you'll still beat Ferrothorn. You still beat Ferrothorn because you resist pretty much everything Ferrothorn has to offer. Except for Thunder. Thunder still hurts a lot, so be careful of Thunder. But other than that, it still beats it. You also beat Giratina. You beat Giratina in the 1 shield. You will beat Giratina in the 1 shield. So you beat this is Ultra League, by the way. But if you go to the 2 shield, I think if you still win. You beat the 2 shield if you have it. If you beat the 2, I'm sure you beat the 2 shield. Yeah, so you win the 2 shield against Giratina. You lose the 1 shield against Giratina Altered, but you win the 2 shield. You win the straight 2s going straight Dragon Claw. That's how freaking overpowered Charizard in Ultra League with Dragon Breath is. As you see, in Giratina, the only reason why Muck beats it, Altered and Origin, is because of Dark Pulse. If you remove Dark Pulse and you put Sludge Wave, you lose. You straight lose. And of course, yeah, Dark Pulse is the only reason you still beat Giratina Altered. Because Muck is supposed to be Gyarados Altered. So, DC's, and then Meganium, yeah. You beat Alolan Muck. You beat Armored Mewtwo. Well, that's the Overheat version. So as you see, the overheat variant actually beats things that the blast burn variant doesn't. Just because overheat's such a giant nuke. You beat Armor Mewtwo, you beat Poliwrath straight up nuking it with overheat. So you don't even have to technically TM your mon. You could just straight overheat it and just blast it to death. That's literally all you have to do. So the argument for, oh, you have to use an Elite TM to get a Blast Burn one, you don't even need to use a Blast Burn one. You could just straight up Dragon Claw and Dragon Breath everything to death. So that's what's nuts. And you still beat everything you're supposed to beat, and you lose against everything you're supposed to lose at. Meanwhile, Butterfree still loses against everything, unless it like super resists or like just absolutely annihilates things. That's in Ultra League. Now for Master League, this is gonna be interesting. Now, so as you see, like there's Charizard is a no-brainer. Charizard is a no-brainer. Charizard absolute is out of the entire thing, other than like getting a new shiny for Porygon, like Charizard has the most value. You can't use in Premier Ultra. So here we go. Here's Premier. Let's do Master League. So let's do Charizard in Master League. Now, obviously, everything is going to just get destroyed by most of it. But as you see, Dragon Breath Charizard actually beats some things in Master League. You'll beat Dialga. You beat Dialga in the One Shield with Dragon Breath. You beat Dialga with Dragon Breath. Just straight Dragon Breath, and then you overheat in the end. Or you just Blast Burn it to death. You'll beat Dialga in the One Shield. You beat the strongest Mon in Master League with a Charizard with Dragon Breath. You also beat Groudon, so you beat 2 meta things. In the meantime, everything else loses to it. Muck will lose, Butterfree loses. And the only reason you beat Giratina Altered or Giratina Origin is because of Dark Pulse with Muck. So it's not even because of Fire Punch. And I think this is like you could take away Fire Punch and just go straight. I think the win is just you literally just go straight. Watch. You literally just go straight Dark Pulse and you still win. You don't even need Fire Punch in Master League. You beat Heatran with Charizard. You beat Metagross with the One Shield. So in PvP, you beat Togekiss. You'll beat Togekiss in Master League with Charizard and Dragon Breath. And these are resistant. You straight up just bait the shield. Even in the 2s you win. That's how nuts Charizard with Dragon Breath is. You don't need Fire Spin against a Togekiss. You beat Zekrom with Charizard with Dragon Breath. You straight just Dragon Breath it to oblivion. And then you Dragon Claw. So it's like Charizard is so good. Take away the legendaries, and Dragonite still oppresses, so we're gonna take away the legendaries. But I'm telling y'all, man, like Dragonite is just, I mean not Dragonite, Charizard is just monstrous. Charizard is the best out of the entire meta. Dragon Breath Charizard is like the best of the best. Like, let's take away everything, and I guarantee you all the other shots will lose against a lot of things. So, oh wait, I didn't take out the Giratinas. But yeah, so that's basically the analysis. Like, yo, like freaking Dragonite. I mean, I keep mixing it up because they're like it's supposed to be a Dragon. Charizard is monstrous. As you see here, the only reason why Muck wins, you don't even need Fire Punch, is because of Thunder Punch against Gyarados. That's the only thing it beats. Melmetal, you don't Melmetal. I think the only matchup you do flip. Well, this is Ultra Premier, so you have to you only win because of Fire Punch barely knocks it out. I think you lose all scenario. Well, no, hold on. If you don't, well, you're not gonna bring in Alola Muck in Master League anyways. So let's take out Melmetal. I forgot about Melmetal. So we take out the Mel. We take out Mr. Lugnut. And as you see here, the one that has the most greens is Charizard. The other ones barely beat anything. Togekiss only loses against Muck because of poison and charm damage. Charizard has the most value in Premier League, Premier Master League versus all the other mods. So in a Premier League meta, everything loses against most things unless it's Charizard. And for Muck's argument, you only need Thunder Punch. For Alolan Muck, you don't need Fire Punch. Wait, that's Mewtwo. Why do I have Mewtwo? Let me take out Mewtwo. Let me take out Palkia. Let me take out Raikou. Man, there's so many legendaries that are viable for Master League. Okay, that should be it. And then we're just gonna run this in. But as you see here, even worse. Charizard dominates. Charizard has the most positive matchups against anything. In fact, Charizard with Dragon Breath is the only thing that beats anything in the One Shield in Premier. Charizard. How many? Like, Charizard. Like, Charizard is good. Charizard is good. I know y'all are arguing that it's like, oh my gosh, like we're getting the re-shiny. That Dragon Breath move single-handedly flips the meta. That's because Charizard's good. There Butterfree and Muck and Alolan Muck, other than Muck beating Steel types in Great League, overall is useless. Charizard flips stuff in Master, Ultra, and in Great. Muck doesn't. So Muck only, yeah, like Charizard is the undisputed MVP of this analysis. All right, so here's your summary. This is the full summary of why, like, the pros and cons for every freaking mod. This is the full summary. So Porygon, for Tri-Attack, the pros is there's no shiny yet. Porygon doesn't have a shiny yet. It has had its shiny released. It's been out for a while, so you have plenty that you can evolve for Tri-Attack. It has a cool shiny. The shiny is cool. It's purple, etc. And the biggest justification is Porygon just doesn't have a shiny yet. It has potential in PvP. Tri-Attack can lower attack and defense, which is already confirmed by Niantic. Now, the only con about Porygon is that we don't know what Tri-Attack does. Its damage and unknown and energy is unknown. It's also not meta relevant for Porygon. It has potential, and it doesn't. And you get a new shiny, and it has potential for PvP. It wins across the board. Charmander, that's the PV. Like, Porygon has the best PvE and PvP combined out of all the other picks. Charmander with Dragon Breath as Charizard. It has 2 Mega Forms. So if you don't have a good Charmander yet, it has 2 Mega Forms. Charizard X and Charizard Y. 2 Megas. Charizard is the only one on this list with the Mega Form. And it's the only one on the list with a Mega Form. Caterpie, Grimer, and Porygon do not have Mega Forms. It beats Great League Altaria in the 1s. It beats Gira A and O in the 2s. And it flips a lot of meta matchups versus the other choices. It's the most viable. It has the most to gain for PvP. The most to gain for PvP. And PvE because, again, it has 2 Mega Forms. So Porygon, you can argue Porygon and Charmander are both like really freaking good, but in all honesty, Charmander like rocks this list. Again, the only one with the Mega. So for PvE, like only one the Mega, and Mega Form is viable because it gets more powerful, etc. So Charmander, I don't know if you want like no shiny. Well, both of these are gonna win. So Charmander and Porygon are going to win. So Charmander, definitely PvP or PvE, has the most value. The cons is it's already had a community day release, and it already has a shiny released, and you might have to use an Elite Cam. However, you don't, as we analyze here, Charmander doesn't need Blast Burn to be effective. In most matchups, it's literally Dragon Claw and Dragon Breath. And then you can nuke it with Overheat. You don't need Blast Burn to be effective, which is really great. Caterpie with Hurricane. Pros, you get the shiny. That's it. That's the only pro you get with Caterpie. Because everything else falls into the cons. Cons, it flips nearly no matchup it doesn't already beat without Hurricane. The only reason, like, Butterfree is good. Butterfree beats matchups its moves are supposed to. For example, Confusion, Bug Bite, and its typings. Without Hurricane, it will still beat whatever it's supposed to beat. It already has its shiny released, and it will devalue its existing shiny. Most of y'all don't think about this, but like your Caterpies that you have right now aren't going to be tradable if the shiny comes out. Because Caterpie and Grimer are actually pretty rare. But the thing about Caterpie is like it's already had multiple bug events for you to get the shiny. It's had more chances than any other mod on this list to get a shiny. And that's Caterpie. Caterpie sucks. That's why it's losing. Like, yeah. Unless it has a cowboy hat, then it might win. But yeah. Grimer, the pros. You get a shiny. That's it. And you flip some steel matchups with a Fire Punch, but that's the Alolan form. That's pretty much it. It has 2 pros. That's all it has. Just 2 pros. You get a shiny, and you'll flip some steel matchups in Great League with the Alolan form. That's it. So compared to Charmander, it doesn't do it. Porygon, it might. But again, we don't know Tri-Attack stats, so then we just don't know if it's actually going to do anything. Plus, Porygon has more options and has Lock-On. So with Grimer, it doesn't get stabbed. Those are the only 2 pros. The cons are it doesn't get stabbed with Fire Punch. You don't get stabbed with Fire Punch. You're not going to get additional damage for getting with Fire Punch. It flips little meta matchups. You ain't going to flip a lot of things with Fire Punch alone. Well, Fire Punch alone Muck or Grimer or regular Muck. That's just how bad it is. Unless some like steel matchups in Great League, and that's very dependent as we've seen. Lack of and probably the biggest kill with Grimer is lack of Sludge Wave or Dark Pulse. Or Dark Pulse will lose you matchups. Without Sludge Wave, you will lose against Charmers. Without Dark Pulse, you will lose against Giratina. So you lose meta matchups if you don't have either one of those with Fire Punch. Fire Punch is a great bait move. That's it. If you don't bait with Fire Punch, the return is just you wasted a whole lot of energy and it's just bad. And again, it's going to devalue the existing shiny. Shiny Grimer is actually pretty rare. So if the community day comes out, then you will devalue your existing shiny. So that's basic. Caterpie and Grimer have already had existing shinies. They already did. So it's no surprise why both Caterpie and Grimer are losing. There's no surprise. There's no surprise why Porygon and Charmander is winning. Like I said, I just don't get why people like this is what you should have expected. Like, and that's just basically it. Like the argument, there's the Caterpie and Grimer have so many more cons than Charmander and Porygon. In fact, you can combine their cons, and they have more cons than combine. That's just there's no better combination. Porygon and Charmander is going to win Community Day, and they are the best, not just for PvP, but for PvE as well. PvE as well. If you guys enjoyed the video, it's been a while since I posted anything, but just because I've been busy. But yeah, this is the overall analysis. This is the literal like pros and cons, and yeah, it's what it is. It's what it is. I'll be doing analysis next time, and I will see you guys. And you guys have a wonderful day, and you guys have a wonderful Porygon and Charmander Community Day.